Hey everybody, good energy to you guys. So thank you for the support and the help. I really appreciate it. So yeah, and then I also just wanted to talk about how Demonic Druid left a comment on my video I just made a few hours ago, talking about how Yana's disgusting, and she essentially just kind of let her animal, Yoki, go, and it's not hers, but the entity known as Yoki, the canine. And then he brought up points about how, dogs have been domesticated and they really can't survive on their own. And, my whole thing is, unfortunately, we have bred a whole bunch of different breeds of animals, especially dogs, that, unless they're scavenging, trash from humans or, other dead carcasses, they really don't have the ability to survive like a wolf of dogs would, or a pack of wolves would. So, I can see what he's saying, just letting a dog go into the wild that's not able to really survive in the wild, isn't the healthiest decision. Now, I think Yogi was a little different, based on some of the conversations that even me and Yana had, just brief ones about her Yoki, was she wasn't all that domesticated. She was in fact, able to like take care of herself. Like there was one story Yana told me about how she like fucking killed a porcupine. Like that's a pretty serious creature. So, some dogs could survive on their own. Some dogs, like a Chihuahua or something, that's totally different. I've had in my mind many a times I wanted to let Little Bear just run wild, and let him loose, because he's very much a wild animal too. He's got that husky in him, and he comes from an Indian reservation. He never got any shot. Well, I think he might have got a few shots, but he never got like a rabies shot. So he never got him a chip. I've always wanted to keep him as natural as possible, and he's always had a very wild personality. So I don't know. He might survive. He might not. Ultimately though, it's all here to help us learn and grow. So like, if you think about it, even if the dog doesn't make it in the physical, that experience of him going back into the wild spiritually will help him grow more spiritually back into a wild being or an entity. It'll help him get back to his wolf origins in a sense. But another thing too, man, like just like your words and the way you chose to use them and place them, like this is a companion she's had for 8 years, and she's been very forthcoming about how like important and sacred Yoki has been to her in her life, and being a companion in times when she had no one. Like regardless of everything else, like just that, like if you really had any type of real care for her in her situation, I'm not saying you do or you don't, but from my opinion, if I do, like there's times when you can learn discretion. This is something I've had to learn too, and it's like it's very insensitive to just like bash somebody for how bad of a job they do about a companion that they lost, especially a companion that they've had a huge, spent a large amount of time in their life and they care for a great deal, just out of the the feng shui of the moment, to be sensitive to another's sensitivities, whether or not they're right or wrong. Sometimes it's good just to let somebody express their emotions and to cry, and to not jump right into the you're right, you're wrong, you're disgusting, you're that, just jump right into that judgment. That's where unconditional love can go a long way, man. And a lot of times if you know how to have that unconditional love, like while they're going through that grieving moment, you allow them to do that, and then through your love you can help walk with them slowly but surely, and let them know like, hey, maybe there is a more healthier way to go about releasing Yoki to the wild, and I don't even know if there really is, but if that's how you felt that there is, then perhaps you could have orchestrated your conversation and your words like that, and then that way she wouldn't have felt so offended. There wouldn't have been this extra drama, this extra tension, and you would have also come across as somebody who's really caring about somebody else, if that is your intentions, because it's been hard to know exactly what your intentions with Yana are, because there's, man, the way she's talked about your name in the past was you know, just from my own ears hearing these things and feeling these things was with a lot of esteem. You know, like it seemed like she liked you. I'm just assuming things out, so I'm kind of speaking out of my ass here, but that name, like before you came back, when she ever said it, there was kind of a reverence with it. So, you know, but you know, again, that's between her. I'm just acknowledging what I've observed. But it's hard to know what your intentions are, man, because to be honest, it does seem like you kind of like faked the whole vacation thing, and it does seem like there has been some serious talk about you wanting to kill her, but then you're like making fun about it, and it's like, I don't know, man, it's just not like, it's just not very real, you know. It's not just being straight up. Like, there's certain things like you don't really joke about, I guess, and there's certain, like, again, and then it's like the moment with Yoki, like that's not a moment to really like me and Jan exchanged a lot of like back and forth about shit, but you know, it never was something serious, like, you know, the passing of a companion, or, you know, just like, you know, threatening to kill her. Like the time that I talked about having my violent tendencies towards her, like it wasn't no joke. That was some real shit that really bothered the fuck out of me too. I wasn't trying to make fun or try to gain attention or anything like that. That's something that I'm glad I expressed, but I did so reluctantly because of the nature of the expression. It's very repulsive to myself and to anybody else, especially if you're trying to like fucking whatever with somebody. Telling them that you fucking have thoughts of strangling them is fucking crazy. So just from my perspective, man, just to help things become more healthier and harmonious, and again, like I said, I think we're all on the same team here. It's just we've all got a little twisted and turned around, and now, you know, instead of focusing on the bigger foe, we've decided to focus on each other and the problems we have with each other. And so I'm gonna do what I can to help bring us together and fucking change this reality for something that's better for everything, not just for us, but for the trees, the bees, the dogs. And we can also, another thing with my project, you know, it came to me a long time ago because Little Bear helped me out a lot too. You know, in some ways, I don't know, I mean, for some time I thought he saved my life also, because he did teach me how to love again. Like, when I got him, I was addicted to kratom, and I was not in the best place, just all over the place emotionally, so I really wasn't ready for him. And he just kind of came to me, and I took on the responsibility as well as I could at the time. But he did teach me what happens when you lose love for things and when you neglect things, and how they will bite back at you. Because I never beat him, I never did any of those types of shits, but there was a lot of me focusing on stuff outside of Little Bear when he was at a very critical time in his evolution and growth, and he needed a lot more attention and love than I was able to get him. But from the attacks, you know, I learned a lot through animal psychology, human psychology, and how energy works, and we were able to grow into a good, loving relationship. And it wasn't just me who was attacking; he was attacking my whole family too. And he has stopped doing that. You know, it's been months since he's attacked anybody. He now sleeps. You know, he now sleeps with my mom every night and the other two dogs, like back to back. Like, there's a picture I just got sent the other day where he's just chilling with Rosie and Little Bear. You know, they're together. So things do change. You know, love, it's the love, it's the compassion, it's the continuing to take care of him, it's the playing the balls with him, it's the giving him the pets, it's the giving him the attention, it's listening to his needs, it's feeling him out. They're also have never left alone. You know, it's another thing that, you know, Smokey, our earlier dog, he was a little bit different. It was a large house, you know, with a big backyard, and there kind of always has been somebody in our house, because we've always had like 4 people living together. So it's, you know, but as far as Rosie, Shiloh, and Little Bear, like, there's usually always somebody there with them. So I think just them always having companionship makes them feel like that they're cared for, you know, that there is attention there. So, but anyways, I just wanted to help try to clear this up. And again, man, if you're trying to, like, you know, work on building a relationship with anybody, just perhaps some food for thought. All right, I love you guys. Take care. Bye.